Right. In this video, we'll be analyzing a multi-user computer operating system. We'll be analyzing in terms of its functions, that is its performance characteristics. The first thing that we'll analyze are the advantages and disadvantages of a multi-user operating system. Remember, a multi-user operating system handles a lot of users connected to its to the same computer at the same time, just like I explained last time. The advantage of this, obviously, is that when we are printing, for example, at our office, printing jobs in the office or library can be best handled by multi-user operating system. Normal OS cannot do the same job as printing can be mismatched. What we mean by this is that when we're in the same office and we're printing from all our different computers to the same printer, because that's usually the setup, because we can't buy 10 printers. Normally, it's one printer that everyone uses once we are connected to the Wi-Fi. Sometimes, depending on the connectivity to that particular Wi-Fi, you might find that your printing is not being taken as priority as the other printing. Or sometimes you might be printing something, and in the middle of that printing, other print jobs are actually done, and they get mixed up. Your CV, you go to page 3 and realize now it's another report being printed by your manager and stuff. And that can really mess things up, because you might just take those things and staple them, or sometimes the printer itself staples them automatically. And you think you stapled your CV, or you think you stapled your report. Yet it's now a mixture of a CV and a report. And to the receiver, those things will look unprofessional, and they also will not be able to make sense. And that's a big disadvantage. But when you have a multi-user operating system, there's no way the mix-up could ever happen, because all the printing is being treated by the same computer and going to the same printer, and then it will be queued up correctly, and no mix-ups will actually happen. The other advantage is that each user can access the same document on their own computer. For example, if one computer has a song or a movie, then other computers attached with it will play that song or movie in their PC also. So we don't need to now use USB flash disks to be able to transfer. And they take time. Sometimes to transfer a movie takes 5 minutes. 5 minutes might be small, but depending on what type of pressure you are under, that might be a lot of time, because remember, this could be something that you need to send as an email and stuff like that. Maybe you don't even have the USB to use and stuff. Those things can really disturb. But now, once we have a multi-user operating system, we all have access to all these resources, and we can send them anytime we want to send them to whoever we need to send them, without the need of us having to actually copy them elsewhere. And also, we actually cut down on the problem of viruses, because we know our personal USBs go through a lot. We actually go to an internet cafe, connected there, where 10 other or 100 other USBs have been connecting throughout the day, and collect a lot of viruses. Now, when you come to work with that same particular USB, will infect the rest of the computers at work with the same virus that we got from an internet cafe, which could actually bring the work of our functions down until the virus is gotten rid of, and that's actually a big disadvantage. But when we have a multi-user operating system, no need for much of this, because everyone has access to the same thing at the same time. Airlines also use this system, and ticket reservation is also done by the system. Obviously, you wouldn't want, for example, when you're operating an airline, you wouldn't want to double ticket people, which would be a dangerous thing. You might end up with more passengers than your airline can fit. Now, we can't overload, so that means we need to compensate certain people. Now, we might have disturbed them on a lot of their business, and they might sue us, and we might end up losing a lot of money. So, to avoid all this, they then use a multi-user operating system, meaning all of us have access to the same documents, so there is no way someone else could book someone on seat number 5. And I also come through and book someone on seat number 5, because I'll clearly see it on my own computer, or on my own screen, because we are using the same computer at the end of the day. All right. Then teachers and library staff can also use the multi-user operating system for handling books and for searching books. The book record is stored in the computer, and other terminals access single resource to query the books. Therefore, it also means we can never be in a situation, for example, that we know that this book is out and someone else entered the information that this book has since returned, and we never saw that because they were on their own computer. Since we are using a multi-user computer, we are entering it on the same computer. Moment it's back, even if it's not particularly me, the teacher or the librarian receiving that particular book, I will also know that it's back without being told. There's no need for you to shout and tell me, look, that book is now back and everything. No, moment I log into the computer, it will show me that the book is back. I don't need to be the one who handled that transaction. No, I just see it there and everything is up to date. There's no need for us to be always asking each other what's happening because we all have access to the same information. And then if the computer in the network gets error, then other computers get affected, and that system handle this efficiently. Anyway, half the time when we are connected to the internet at our workplaces and so forth, and we all have different computers and so forth, and different OSs. Sometimes errors in those particular different computers and different networks and stuff can actually affect us all. Even viruses, like I was saying, we can actually have a computer that is busy downloading illegal movies, or that has been affected by a virus and now being used for some cryptocurrency stuff that is advanced and very demanding on your internet and your computer speed and stuff. That can actually affect all the computers on the particular network, and we might not have much control over what each user does on their particular computer. But the multi-user computer network will make us be able to know. If I'm the system admin, I'm able to know exactly what each one of you is doing. That also means that we are only doing things we are supposed to do professionally, so we're not accessing illegal websites at the cost of the company. During the time at work, we're only doing things that have to do with work. And the moment I see the system going down, I can easily identify which user is doing that. And once I identify that user, we can then warn them to tell them, no, what you're doing is illegal. Or we could actually help them. Maybe they actually have been doing something that they didn't even understand. So that's the advantage of the multi-user operating system. Then disadvantages. If you have a computer that has private information, then sharing your computer with multiple users is dangerous. Obviously, I'm sure the moment I told you that the fact that we have multi-user system, it means all of us have access to the same documents. It rang a lot of red bells in your heads because everyone has a right to privacy. There are things on your computer right now you probably wouldn't want other people to know. Where's on your phone? I'm sure there are things there that you don't want other people to know, and that's your privacy. As long as those things are legal, it's all good. You deserve that. It's your privacy. So, moment we have a multi-user operating system, that's why it's mainly used in companies where we are all sharing the same resources for the sake of the company. But now when it comes to our private computers, that's why they are single-user multitask, because normally we don't want other people using them because they might end up stumbling on stuff that is private and end up using it against us, and the rest will be history. Another thing, if one computer gets attacked by a virus, then other computers also get affected. Remember, multi-user operating system therefore now means moment we have any software there, everyone can use the same software. Moment we also have any problem there, everyone has the same problem. If it's a virus, the whole system, or 10 of us using that multi-user system, are affected by the same virus, which might be different if we all have different computers, just like we have right now. All of you are using different computers from mine. Your computer could wake up dead tomorrow and it won't affect me. My computer can wake up dead tomorrow, it won't affect you. All right, then your computer information will be shared to other users also. We did talk about this. Creating multiple accounts on single computer sometimes not fit to users, so it is better to have multiple computers for each user. So sometimes, depending on what type of user the other person could be, remember our own computers were able to customize them in terms of the interface, the language, and so forth. What if now we have a multiple user operating system that is actually in Chinese, and you have got 10 workers who are Chinese, but you also have 2 who are not Chinese and can't speak Chinese? It therefore means this multi-user operating system will not work for them. They will need an English one. Now, either now we then install an English one, but it means we have thrown out the 10 Chinese workers, which is, again, we're finding ourselves in a pickle. So what then do we do? We might actually have to move to single-user computers, and then they also have their advantages and disadvantages. Remember, you then weigh them and see what works best for you. You will never have a perfect system anyway. All right. This was it about the advantages and disadvantages of a multi-user operating system. Let's meet each other on the next lesson.